Take a look at the style on them boots. This is my attempt at some tick prevention. Gotta find a better solution for the ticks around here. But I'm taped up with a 180 flip and some stick. I'm in the midst of a project on the house that's gonna consume definitely more than a week to try and complete and get into a video. So we're doing a little micro side adventure today, and I'm pretty darn excited about it. I'm still not entirely sure why there's cars, but if you've been following along the build, you'll have noticed there's all these cars over the bank here. Been told that the government pushed them over there in the 40s or 50s to help shore up the bank side from erosion. Not entirely sure, but today we're gonna go see if we can find them all and identify at least some of them. Well, to be honest, I'm not gonna identify any of them, but hopefully some of you guys are. We're gonna start at the very end of the road. Hey there, old boy. Hey, boy. This old guy only has 3 legs. Hey, boy. That brings us to the end of the road, and I hope there wasn't too much buildup on all these cars on the bank, because it seems like there's no cars on the bank at the end of the road. But as we make it, you stay home. You stay home. As we make it closer to my place, you'll be seeing some cars. This is a remote location that I'm building out here, but there's actually a small community of people. And I try and keep my neighbors' privacy in mind when I'm filming all these things out here. But I will show you. The end of the road right here. And believe it or not, no cars. Must be the only stretch of the bank that doesn't have any. While we're down here, I'll show you the Fraser River, because there's some crazy things happening. You can see there's no more ice on the bank here. And believe it or not, it's not because it melted. There was about a 5-day period where the river was rising about 2 feet per day, and it actually went over top of the ice, carried it away. This little gravel bar that you can see right now was all underwater. The big gravel bar, that island, it's only an island at high water, and there's actually water flowing on the back side of it right now. Now, for whatever reason, for the past 2 days, the river's been going back down, and it's gone down probably 3 vertical feet, but the overall width right now is about double what it usually is. This gravel usually comes way down, and then this bank usually goes way in. Lost my cameras. There they are. But maybe this is just the initial high water from the snow melt down below, and then we'll have proper freshet as the mountains start to melt, or the snow on the mountains. There was a video I put out a couple weeks ago and had cracked a joke about a tree that had all this black stuff on here. I think it's a fungus or an infection called black knot. It's really contagious, and I'm surprised to see it's kind of taken over down here. A bunch of trees there with it, and up here. I'm building in an area known as the Banana Belt, and the Fraser River kind of creates its own climate here. It has a much longer growing season than the rest of the caribou. Well, I do plan on growing some stuff, and a lot of the neighbors have some fruit trees, and this fungus or rot, it's so contagious. I might have to come down here and start chopping some of this out before it ends up infecting our good trees up at the houses. But there's a nest over here of some kind. Look at this thing. There's a family of eagles around here, but that's not an eagle's nest. Eagles make a platform. Oh, dang it. Still has a lid on it. That's pretty cool. Heinz ketchup. There's gonna be a video in the near future with a deep dive into the history of this place, and I am so excited about it. Been trying not to give away too much, but I found an old dump site here. Meanwhile, I have spied car number 1. Would have definitely been easier to go down to it from the top, but we're already at the bottom, so we're gonna go up to it. Check this one out. Canada Dry ginger ale. I've been eyeing up these cars for weeks now. I think this is the hardest one to get to. We're gonna find out here, but we're almost there. And I wouldn't say there's not a whole lot left. I think there was not a whole lot of car when they put it down here. But you can see someone's actually chopped the roof off of it. Nice clean cut all the way. And I'm not sure if there's going to be enough here for somebody to identify. There's the back side of it. Not much left. Ooh! Found a treasure. It's just an old cast iron stove. But I like this ornate. Oh, I broke it. Well, just to be clear, this was mostly broken before I got here. But look at this thing. I'm guessing this is just the side of it. There's more underneath the dirt, but I like that design. This particular chassis has been on a couple of episodes already, but it's an interesting one. It has this inline 8-cylinder engine. This is the only one that I've ever seen. Couldn't tell you anything about it. But this year's ice jam actually broke one of the valves off. Right there. Of all the cars down here, there's only a few that are below the high water line. This is one of them, which is why it's in such terrible shape. But there's all kinds of other relics down here. Look at this old hammerhead. I think this is the handle for rolling a window. And I think this is a mechanism for rolling a window. And I think this is the badge off of the front of a bicycle or a motorcycle. That's a pretty cool one. And you can see there would have been some type of emblem or brand right in there. A few weeks ago, I put out a video where I was finding treasures that were turned up after the ice jam. Look at that starting mechanism for a car. And this was all mud down here. And everyone said, hey, Destination Adventure mudlarking. I'd never heard of mudlarking before. I hope it's still called mudlarking even if it's dry out. If you're ever exploring an old ghost town, it's pretty common to find purple glass. And believe it or not, it used to be clear glass. What you're seeing is the result of a chemical reaction between UV light and manganese dioxide. I found a pretty cool example here. I want to find a place to put down all my trinkets. Found a bunch of stuff just to share with you guys. This one's a piece of lead. It's heavy like lead. But I'm not sure what exactly it is. Might be a weight off of a small scale. Well, we're definitely in the right place here for finding relics, but I want to make sure to get to these cars before we run out of daylight. So if you think back to the ice jam when we were down here, there was a chassis that I pointed to that was getting crushed under the ice. That's down there somewhere. Then there's this one. It's the other half of it. And then this baby. Now this one's still in, well, I almost said good shape there. Compared to the other one anyways. But this is above the high water line. But look at that old chrome. They don't make it like that anymore. Gonna make our way up to these cars here, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a trailer hitch? That looks like a DIY trailer hitch on this old car. Pretty awesome. Wow. That was sketched to the max right now. But this is a really cool car here. There's actually two cars sitting right here, and you can see the top one really good from my place because it's right there. Didn't realize how cool this car was till I came down for the first time. It has these radical back lights. Look at those things. It's really such a shame that this big tree has fallen on this, because I bet the car was in really good shape when they pushed it down here. Well, it could have rolled, I guess. But the damage really looks like it's from that tree. But of all the cars, if anybody knows what this one is, please let me know. So that's everything from the lot down to the very end. Now I know there's a few more up top. Right down here, there's old ones, I think. Whoa, just in pieces actually. Holy smokes. Look at this old can dump. That's crazy. First generation flashlight. How am I gonna get down here without a big crash and burn? So this is actually an old wood stove sitting here. I can't believe all the garbage down here. And old school baby stroller. But this is the truck that I saw. There's one fender right here, and then the cab. And I could only kind of see a hint of this from up on the road. I thought there was going to be more. I definitely hoped there would be more. But maybe from the 30s or 40s? Not entirely sure. Oil furnace, I think. And an old window roller out of a very, very old vehicle because it had wood interior. That old truck is just on the other side of the bank here, and if you look up the hill, it almost looks like an old road going up. I see maybe another chassis up there. Refrigerator, I think, actually. There's a bathtub. En route back up to the road, which ended up working in our favor because there's actually a car down here. It's upside down, I can't see very much of it. But I need somebody to explain something to me that I've never seen before. Looks like there is an engine in here, but it's come off the engine mounts. I guess that's the transmission, but the drive shaft is inside this tube. I've never seen that. Interesting. Final corner here, and the final car. I can't wait to take a closer look at this thing. I've just been itching to get down there. There she is. I don't know why my brain remembered this being much more exposed. I found it like less than 3 weeks ago. But it appears that over the years of grading and snow plowing, it's been all covered up. Kind of looks like a little Datsun. And it has a bumper sticker. Don't laugh, it's paid for. That's awesome. What a neat little car this is. You can see it's been down here a while. Someone's came and pried the trunk open once at some point. Deluxe. Can't see a badge on the front of that thing either. Dang. This one is definitely far more recent than the other ones. And I think it probably ended up down here with somebody flying off the corner. Full throttle all the way. Duke's a hazard. Right off the jump. Full berm, slide, and it's just been there ever since. But that is the final car. Just on the tail end of editing and going through footage, I happened to notice something in this bird's nest over here. Gotta see what that is. What do you see in there? I can see just the edge of the screen, and it looks like mud. I think that's just the mud platform on the bottom of the nest. But there you have it. That's the nest. Those were the cars. If you know what any of them are, drop a comment down below. Sorry for the short video this week. Just a little bit overwhelmed with housework. But most of all, thanks for watching, everybody.
I wish I had the world to give you, baby. I don't even have the time to tell you bedtime stories or to chase away the monsters from your mind.